Hello, welcome to Organic Chemistry Lectures delivered by Sheetal Bhatkurki. Today I will be talking about multi-component reactions. The intent learning outcomes of this lecture will be students will be able to explain various multi-component reactions with their advantages for multi-step synthesis and also discuss the mechanism of multi-component reaction such as Strecker, Yugi, Biginelli, Hanchey and Pichetto-Sprenger reaction. Multi-component reactions is generally defined as a reaction which more than two starting materials react to form a product, incorporating especially all the atoms of the adducts. The MCR approach offers a straightforward route to generate complexity and diversity in a single operation. Many MCR shows advantages in atomic economy, being environmental friendliness, simplified step and efficient use of resource as well. Thus MCR approach satisfies many of the 12 principles of green chemistry. To name, solvent-free conditions, reaction with water as a solvent, atom economy, etc. For example, a 7-component reaction reported by Domelin and Yugi set up a milestone in the field of synthetic organic chemistry. This reaction combines a total of 7 different starting material in just single flask, bringing together 2 MCR reactions and making a 9 new bond in a single step. MCR offers many advantages for traditional approaches in application to the drug discovery process. Complex molecules are made by sequencing many reaction steps, each involving a small number of components. In principle, chemistry development time, which involves a linear multiple step, can be considerably shortened by MCR approach. Also, it allows the diversity-oriented synthesis of more scaffolds, which can be achieved within a shorter time by a limited number of chemists. With one-pot conditions, the synthesis and the workup procedures can be significantly reduced in contrast to linear synthesis. Meanwhile, the use of solvent and other resources and the waste production would be reduced since operation of MCR only needs to be performed once. Thus, MCR chemistry is becoming close to an ideal synthesis and can be regarded as the prototypical green chemistry. However, the multi-component reaction is not new to us. It's been practiced from decades, but only in the recent years of last 20 years, the prominent multi-component reactions have cropped up for almost all named reactions in synthetic organic chemistry. Domelin and Yugi defined multi-component reactions as reactions in which two or more starting materials, starting compounds, react to form such a way that majority of the atom of the starting material can be found in the products are called as multi-component reactions. Multi-step reactions, if we look into, there is divergent reactions wherein A plus B will react to give us some C and D, maybe some side product would be obtained there, and again C and D can be individually isolated and further proceeded to make E and F or G and H or so on. So it is just not one step, but each and every step is involved. Intermediates are involved and those intermediates are to be separated, isolated, identified and then proceeded for the next step in the multi-step reactions. So one after the other sequence reactions happen there, which may lead to low efficiency, low diversity per step, and every step involves purifications as well as usage of many of the solvents, etc. But if we look into multi-component reactions, it is convergent reaction where we are dumping all A, B, C, D, AB or more than AB components there and trying to bring up only one reaction, a unique compound. Therefore, we expect that we do not have to isolate each of the intermediate and then go for the purification and then next for the next step. So it may lead to high efficiency in that case. So we may say that it is high diversity per step is achieved here, and the expected yield of the compound would be much higher in case of multi-component reaction. So these all points make multi-component reaction to stand out from the multi-step synthesis. Types of multi-component reactions. We classify them into two types, or generally three types now. Type 1, where A and B react to form C, C will have an equilibrium to form, and so on. Certain type of reactions are seen in Strecker's reaction, which I will be saying. Type 2 is A and B will react and give me C, C will also give me O, and also B will be given by P. So this kind of things, this kind of reactions are seen in Pessanari and Yugi reactions. Now type 3, generally seen in biological system where consecutive reaction happens there, A plus B without isolation of C, it goes on and forms the P. So we'll be discussing about type 1 and type 2 in coming up slides. Let's have a closer look at some of the MCR reactions. Basically, first one, isocyanide based MCR reactions, wherein I'll be discussing about Pessanari reaction and Yugi reaction. Strecker in 1850 developed a procedure for making amino acid from aldehydes and ketones via imines, which is known today as Strecker's synthesis of amino acids. So depending upon the R group of the imine, a wide variety of amino acid can be synthesized by using this method. The original Strecker protocol, that is 1850, employs ammonia and a hydrogen cyanide. Given that the most chemists are less than enthusiastic about working with the cyanide gas, a safer protocol utilizing the easily handled solid ammonium chloride and casein, that is potassium cyanide, is generally employed. The idea here is that mildly acidic pK9 ammonium ion protonates the aldehyde, activating it towards the attack with the liberate of ammonia. After the attack of ammonia, proton transfer and elimination of water will lead, and the cyanide ion attacks the resulting imine. This results in the alpha amino nitrile in the next successive step. Addition of a water absorbing salt such as magnesium sulfate often helps with the formation of the imine. The first part of the Streckers involves the formation of alpha amino nitrile, and the next step is hydrolysis of the nitrile with the aqueous acid. Here the hydronium ion with the counter ion specified as X is protonation of the nitrile is the first step, is followed by the attack of water in the second step, proton transfer to nitrogen followed by addition of water to the carbon, and another proton transfers to the nitrogen, resulting in a positively charged ammonia, which is eliminated as ammonia. Deprotonation of the carbonyl oxygen completes the process, giving a valine as a racemic mixture of enantiomers. Let us look at the mechanism of Strecker reaction. Here the ammonia, the lone pair of electrons of the ammonia will attack the electrophilic nature of the carbonyl carbon, and thereby the carbonyl bond is broken down now into single bond CO, and oxygen getting the lone pair of electrons therefore will attain negative charge, and the new bond formed is the carbon nitrogen bond, and because nitrogen is having now 4 bond system, therefore it will acquire positive charge. Internal transfer of proton will take place, and oxygen lone pair of electrons will drag the proton from the nitrogen, thereby diminishing the positive charge on the nitrogen, as well as itself also the negative charge is diminished. Oxygen negative charge is also diminished. Now this OH will drag the acid proton from the acidic part, therefore it will become OH2 plus, and once it is OH2 plus, now it is ready to go away as the water molecule. It becomes a good living group there. So once it leaves away and go, the lone pair of electrons on the nitrogen are shared back to the carbon, and therefore nitrogen will again acquire the positive charge, forming imine. Now this is a protonated imine actually. This now a cyano group present in the reaction mixture will be nucleophilic in nature and will attack the will attack the carbon of the imine, and therefore a new bond, that is CC bond, is going to be formed. At the same time, the positive charge on the ammonia is also diminished. In the next step, the cyano group nitrogen is going to drag the proton and is going to, now the cyano group C triple bond N is breaking down to C double bond N now, and the nitrogen still has a positive charge because it has dragged a proton now. In the next step, the water molecule is going to attack the carbon of the cyano group, or C double bond N, and the positive charge on the nitrogen is going to be diminished again there. So the addition of water molecule to the carbon will make the oxygen positive there, and now in the next subsequent step, there will be internal transfer of a proton, and nitrogen again will drag the proton there, and it will form C double bond NH2 positive. So it will form positive, and now OH2 plus what was there, it will become only hydroxy group now. In the next step, again the water is going to be attacking the carbonyl carbon there, and then as a base it will attack there, and then in the next subsequently the C double bond NH2, the bond that is going to break down there and result in the diminish of the positive charge on the ammonia. So it will become just NH2, but on the other side it is now OH2 plus, which is bonding for that particular carbon, imine carbon, which was imine carbon in the earlier step. In the next step, again there will be proton internal transfer, and ammonia will become now NH3 plus, and because it has dragged one of the proton from the OH2 plus there, and now it is ready to leave away and go, and therefore it will cleave away as ammonia, and at the same time the proton is also eliminated out, thereby the oxygen will again attain its double bond character for between the. Let us look at the mechanism of a Strecker reaction. Here, the lone pair of electrons on the ammonia will attack the carbonyl carbon, which is electrophilic center, and thereby break down the carbonyl double bond character between carbon and oxygen. Now it is going to become single bond, and oxygen is getting extra lone pair there, and therefore it will acquire negative charge there. And now the ammonia has been bonded there, therefore a new CN bond is going to be formed there. This nitrogen is going to get now positive charge because there are 4 bond systems there. Now internal transfer of a proton will happen, thereby diminishing the negative charge on the oxygen as well as the positive charge on the ammonia. Now this hydroxy group is going to drag a proton now, and will form a OH2 plus. Now once the OH2 plus is formed, it is ready to leave away as a living group, because we know that hydroxy group is not a good living group, but we will protonate this hydroxy group as once protonated it becomes water, and now it is a living group, good living group. So it gets cleaved away. So at that time the lone pair of electrons on the ammonia are again given back to the carbon, and therefore they develop C double bond NH2 positive charge on the nitrogen, and this is your protonated imine ion. In the next step, the cyano group, which is nucleophilic in nature, will attack the imine carbon and will form a new bond between carbon-carbon of imine. At the simultaneously, the positive charge on the ammonia is diminished. Now, in the next step, the cyano group nitrogen will drag the proton and will form a double bond C double bond N H positive charge on the nitrogen. In the next step, again the water molecule, which is acting as a base, will attack the carbon now again, and the C double bond N is broken down now. In fact, C triple bond N is broken down to C double bond N now, with the oxygen OH as water molecule has formed it is going to form a new bond between the imine carbon, therefore it will be COH2 plus. Internally, the lone pair of electrons on the nitrogen will again drag the proton, and it will form C double bond NH2 positive, the positive charge on the nitrogen. Now this is a protonated imine again, right? If we look it into, then again in the next step the water molecule will attack the carbon, and thereby it will form OH2 plus, and at that time the NH2 positive charge is again diminished to single bond character of CNH2. In the next step again there will be internal proton transfer, and the ammonia is going to become now NH3 plus, and once it is going to become NH3 plus, it is ready to cleave away the molecule, and therefore it will, in the next step, in the hydrolysis step, it gets cleaved away, and simultaneously the removal of a proton is also eliminated there, and once the proton is eliminated, the hydroxy group what was there will now attain its double bond character and forming a C double bond O. Now it becomes an acid there. So as by eliminating ammonia and acidic proton, it will become now a acid there, and already we do have a amine group. Amine group was introduced in the earlier step, therefore it becomes alpha amino acid. The amine group is in alpha position to the acid, therefore alpha amino acid. Strecker's reaction has been widely used in synthesis of variety of amino acids. Passerini reaction. It's a first isocyanide based multi-component reaction. This is a 3-component reaction generally between a carboxylic acid, a carbonyl group such as a keto or a aldehyde, and a isocyanide, which offers direct access to alpha hydroxy carboxylamide. So we result in a formation of alpha hydroxy carboxylamide, or it can be alpha acyloxy carboxylamide also. Passerini reaction has gained many importance in synthetic organic chemistry. Synthesis of analogues of azithromycin, a DNA binding and a alkylating antibiotic by Armstrong et al. Has been synthesized by Passerini reaction. So herein we see that there is a acid component as well as aldehyde component and a isocyanide component. Naphthenic acid will react with 2-methyl glycidiol and ethyl isocyanide, resulting in formation of azithromycin and its derivatives through the Passerini reaction. Let us look into another isocyanide based multi-component reaction, that is Yugi reaction. Yugi reaction is a MC reaction which involves a ketone, a aldehyde and a amine and a isocyanide and a carboxylic acid to give bis amide. The reaction is named after Ivar Carl Yugi, who first reported this reaction in 1959. The Yugi reaction is exothermic and usually completes within minutes of adding the isocyanide. High concentration of reactant give highest yield. Polar aprotic solvent like DMFO is better preferred for this solvent, for this reaction. However, methanol and ethanol have also been successfully used as the solvent. This uncatalyzed reaction has an inherent high atomic economy as only a molecule of water is lost, and the chemical yield in general is going to be very high. Due to the reaction product being potential protein mimetics, there have been a number of attempts to develop a enantiomer selective Yugi reactions, which is first reported in 2018. So, as I said, Yugi reaction involves 4 components here: aldehyde, carboxylic acid, isocyanide and a amine, resulting in formation of alpha acyl amino carboxyl amide. The plausible mechanism of Yugi is being depicted here. The aldehyde and the amine will react, resulting in formation of C double bond N, and first bond that is going to be formed there, and this is imine now. Now this imine is going to react, the nitrogen of the amine is going to drag the acidic proton from the carboxylic acid, and therefore will gain the positive charge, and the acetate ion is formed there, carboxylate ion is formed there. Now in the next step, all the three of them are going to react, that is formed imine and the isocyanide and the carboxylate ion of the carboxylic acid are going to react in this manner. The isocyanide carbon will attack the carbon of the imine, and therefore the imine carbon C double bond N is going to break down now. Therefore it results in a new bond, that is second new bond between carbon carbon, that is carbon of the imine and the carbon of isocyanide bond is going to be formed there. Simultaneously here we can see that the oxygen carboxylate ion is also going to attack the carbon of the imine, resulting in formation one more new bond, that is carbon oxygen bond. So there are 4 bonds which are formed by now, that is first one is carbon nitrogen, the second one is carbon carbon, and the third one is carbon oxygen. Sorry, 3 bonds are formed here now. In the next step, there will be internal attack of the carbonyl carbon by the lone pair of electrons on the nitrogen, and simultaneously the bond between the carbon and oxygen is going to break down there, and the imine is again going to drag the proton from the formed amine there, resulting in formation of alpha acyl amino carboxylamide. So if you look into the main functionality here is amide for us, but it is bearing a oxygen, therefore we call it as carboxylamide, and alpha acyl group is in the alpha position to the amine, therefore alpha acyl amino, the alpha because to the carboxide amine it is the alpha position, therefore acyl amino carboxylamide. Yugi reaction has been employed to synthesize a number of compounds over a last decades. One such application reported here is synthesis of toxin dicidin from the sponge Dicidia herbacea. So herein we can see that there is a isocyanide and a amine group with a carboxylic acid and the aldehyde, all of them reacting, resulting in formation of new CC and CN bonds and CO bonds. Many other natural products that have been isolated are synthesized using Yugi reactions, both solvent based, using a solvent or without solvent, or as a polar solvent. Yugi reaction has been widely used. One more application of the Yugi reaction. The Yugi reaction is one of the most reaction to be exploited explicitly to develop chemical libraries, particularly natural products. These chemical libraries are set of compounds that can be tested repeatedly. That's why in combinatorial chemistry, the Yugi reaction offers possibility to synthesize a great number of natural products in one reaction by using various aldehydes, ketones, amines, isocyanides and carboxylic acids. There is one drawback of the lack of chemical diversity of the product. Using Yugi reaction in combination with other reaction enlarges the chemical diversity of the possible products. Herein, Funkai reported or synthesized marine tunicates using Yugi reaction. Yugi reaction in relation to the Passanari reaction, when we see that lacking of amine, in Passanari reaction lacking the amine, the isocyanide reacts directly with the carbonyl group, but other aspects of the reactions are the same. This reaction can take place concurrently with the Yugi reaction, acting as a source of impurities. Biginelli reaction, also pronounced as Biginelli reaction, which is developed in 1893 by Italian chemist Pietro Biginelli. Biginelli reaction is a one pot 3 component organic reaction between beta ketoester, aryl aldehyde and a urea to produce pyrimidinones under acidic condition. It is believed that Biginelli reaction takes place in 3 different kinds of mechanism. One of them depicted here is that the Biginelli reaction, protonation of an aldehyde by an acid will take place in the first step and is followed by the attack of the amine from urea. Proton transfer step then results in a protonated alcohol which leaves as water molecule to form an N-acyl iminium ion intermediate. The intermediate is then attacked by the enol form of the beta keto ester. Reaction of other amine group or to the carbonyl produces a cyclic intermediate. Proton transfer step releases the water and deprotonation results in the final, forming pyrimidinone as products. Another mechanism. The first step of the mechanism is believed to be the condensation between aldehyde and the urea with some similarity to the Mannich condensation. The imino intermediate generated acts as an electrophile for the nucleophile addition of the alpha keto ester enol, and the ketone carbonyl of the resulting undergo condensation with urea to give cyclized product, that is pyrimidinones. The dihydropyrimidinones, the products of the Biginelli reactions, are widely used in pharmaceutical industry as calcium channel blockers, also as anti-hypersensitive agents and alpha-1 antagonist. Therefore, Biginelli reaction has been widely used in synthetic organic chemistry to produce number of drugs. More recently, product of the Biginelli reaction have been investigated as a potent selective adenosine A to B receptor antagonist. Lot of advancement has happened in Biginelli reactions. Enzymatic synthesis of Biginelli reaction via yeast catalyzed protocol is also reported recently in the Biginelli reaction. Hanzsacki reaction, also called as Hansi reaction, developed by Arthur Rudolf Hanzsacki in 1882, almost 100 years, more than 150 years back, which has occupied a prominent place in the synthetic organic chemistry. Herein it is a multi-component reaction between an aldehyde, maybe as a formaldehyde, and beta keto esters, which are taken in two equivalents here, such as maybe ethyl acetoacetate or malonate, etc., and a nitrogen donor such as ammonium acetate or ammonia. So it is a three-component reaction where it involves aldehyde, beta keto ester, and a ammonium or a nitrogen donor, any amine. The initial reaction product is a dihydropyridine, which can be oxidized in a subsequent step to obtain pyridine. The driving force for this reaction is the driving force for this second reaction is step of aromatization. This reaction has been widely used today in developing many 1,4-dihydropyridine dicarboxylates, which have got wide application in drug-like molecules, as a class of calcium channel blockers, and is commercialized as nifedipine and amlodipine and nimidopine. So the reaction has been demonstrated to proceed in water as reaction solvent and with direct aromatization of ferric chloride, manganese dioxide or potassium permanganate in just one pot synthesis. Let us look into the reaction mechanism of Hanzsacki reaction, which is visualized to be proceeding through the canovenal condensation. As a key intermediate step, that is aldehyde and the keto ester will react, resulting in formation of alpha beta unsaturated keto ester there, and this alpha beta unsaturated keto ester will react with the amine group in the next step, resulting in formation of alpha beta unsaturated amino ester. Further condensation between the two fragments gives dihydropyrimidines. Let us look into the reaction mechanism of Hanzsacki reaction, which proceeds through a canovenal condensation product as a key intermediate, wherein aldehyde and the keto ester will react and result in formation of alpha beta unsaturated keto ester as intermediate 1. In the next step, a key intermediate is an ester imine is going to be produced by condensation of second equivalent of beta keto ester with the ammonia, right, resulting in this second intermediate, which is alpha beta unsaturated amine ester. Now both the intermediate 1 and intermediate 2 are going to condense and result in giving you dihydropyrimidine derivative, which will undergo tautomerization as well, resulting in loss of water molecule, will result in formation of a ring-like structure, 6-membered ring-like structure, and that ring-like structure further will undergo aromatization and form a pyrimidine structure. Pictet-Spengler reaction, in which beta-aryl ethyl amine undergo condensation with aldehyde or a ketone followed by ring closure, resulting in formation of a tetrahydroisoquinone structure. The driving force for this reaction is the electrophilicity of the imine ion, which is generated from the condensation of an aldehyde and an amine under the acidic condition. Both Pictet and Spengler has given the reaction mechanism for this. The mechanism begins with the protonation of a carbonyl oxygen by acid, which is subsequently attacked by the amine reagent. Proton transfer step and the release of water molecule results in protonated imine intermediate, which then undergoes 6 endo-tri cyclization reaction with a loss of aromaticity of aryl ring. In the final step, deprotonation occurs, restores the aromaticity and results in a tetrahydroisoquinoline as the product. Pictet-Spengler reaction has been widely used in synthesis of indole and indole analogues also. Nucleophilic aromatic rings such as indole or pyrrole give product in high yield and mild condition, while less nucleophilic aromatic rings such as phenyl group gives poorer yield or higher temperature and require higher temperature and the strong acids also. Pictet-Spengler reaction has been widely used in different synthetic, in both synthetic as well as natural product reactions. Wide variety of application in synthesizing the indole and indole moieties, as well as 5-membered nitrogen containing rings like pyrrole, pyridine, pyrrole or imidazole rings, as well as in 6-membered rings also, 6-membered nitrogen containing rings also. Therefore has got wide application in the synthetic organic chemistry. In this lecture, I covered what is Strecker reaction, Yugi, Biginelli, Hansaki and Pictet-Spengler reactions. All the mechanism of the reactions were dealt as well as their application was discussed. Thank you.